Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker. You can also find this and all other episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports on iHeartRadio. If you have any opinions on everything that's going on in the Detroit sports world, call in or send a text message live on the show at 231-429-3668. That's 231-429-3668. Also, you can add me on Facebook as Taylor Phillips, online at facebook.com/Phil1DT. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports page. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group, and follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips.
And welcome to episode 103 of Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker and iHeartRadio. Not a good night whatsoever in the state. Except Detroit Mercy won 82-79 over Toledo on the road. But let's go to the Pistons first. Make it 3-11 for them. They make it even more boring with another loss in Milwaukee, 98-86 to the Bucks. Despite their having head coach Stan Van Gundy on their team. Yeah, and it's despite Stan Van Gundy. It's not his fault. The Pistons have talent too, but it's the pieces that they can't put together. The Bucks out-rebounded the Pistons 50-36 and grabbed 19 on the offensive end. Poor defensive rebounding by the Pistons once again. Pistons also committed 11 turnovers in the first half and 17 through three quarters and finished with 19. One note I'd like to pass along to Stan Van Gundy is, Stan, you need to enforce much more difficult discipline to your players and force them to work better as a team. They allowed Milwaukee too many open three-point looks like they have every game, as I said, as the Bucks knock down 10 of 22 from the three-point arc. And it's irritating with several of those attempts coming in transition. It's irritating. It's always irritating. When the Pistons leave opposing shooters wide open behind the three-point line. I guess that's what they do at one of the things they do best. It's just another example of how they shoot themselves in the foot. Pistons shot 41% overall. Josh Smith, who finished with 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists, shot just 2 out of 10 from the free throw line to bring the Pistons down to 7 of 17 from there. Andre Drummond led the team in scoring with 23 points. Pistons and Bucks slugged it out in a tight first half, but the Pistons let the Bucks get away. But not only is a good team in the Milwaukee Bucks 8-7 now, the Pistons are now 3-11, like I mentioned before, despite Stan Van Gundy as their head coach. And this is totally wrong. They should have been at least 11-3, but not 14-0. I wasn't counting the Pistons to start 14 games undefeated. I'm not trying to get my hopes up way too high. And don't give me this "we're progressing" excuse. It's not going to cut it anymore. The Pistons are now 3-11. You've already started your season. It's over a month. It's over a month in now. Or it's already a month in now. And that kind of start is totally disgraceful. And the only person on the Pistons team that I cannot blame is Stan Van Gundy. The player that I can blame the most is Josh Smith. Especially when he's shooting that poorly from the free throw line like he did tonight. I'll bet a lot of you Detroit sports fans and Pistons fans everywhere, true fans of Pistons and of the Pistons and Detroit sports, have lots and lots of opinions about the Pistons. And I want to hear them right now. Just give me a call at 231-429-3668. You can also text at 231-429-3668. Pistons shot 41% from the free throw line, which is again 7 of 17. Mostly because of Josh Smith's 2 for 10 effort from the charity stripe. Pistons shot 35% from 3-point range, Andre Drummond and Josh Smith both got double-doubles. Andre Drummond had the bigger double-double than Josh Smith did. He picked up 10 rebounds along with his 20 points, at 23 points. Greg Monroe and DJ Augustine also finished in double figures. Monroe with 15 and Augustine with 11. Okay, my computer is freezing up again. Come on, I can't do this with a frozen computer. This is ridiculous. Okay, it's making some progress here. Okay, Pistons play the Los Angeles Clippers tomorrow at 7:30 on Fox Sports Detroit and Detroit Sports 105.1. I also posted an article about the Pistons radio network affiliates, which are finally listed on the bottom of it. Okay. That was a close call. My broadcast of episode 103 almost got ruined, but I'm gonna try to keep up with this. I was trying to look into the box score by both teams. And my computer needs to be taken to a repair shop because it might have a virus. I'm getting tired of this computer already. And Antetokounmpo, Giannis Antetokounmpo finished with just 2 points, 4 rebounds, Former Piston Brandon Knight finished with 20 points and 8 assists. Jabari Parker, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Ersan Ilyasova got 13 points and 9 rebounds. OJ Mayo, 17 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, and a plus 14. Caron Butler and Kyle Singler each finished with 8 points. Singler also had 3 rebounds. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope wound up with 6 points. But back to the Pistons radio network affiliates. Blarney Stone Broadcasting has moved their Pistons game day coverage to 12:30 a.m. WGRY in Grayling. So, Pistons are home against the Clippers at 7:30 on the Pistons Radio Network and Detroit Sports 105.1, WMGC FM and HD1 and HD2 in Royal Oak in the greater Detroit area. Now to the Red Wings. Datsuk is questionable for them against the Flyers. That game will be televised on Fox Sports Detroit Plus and NBCSN, both on both channels. The season series, the Flyers have extended their string of regular season home victories against the Red Wings to 9 in the first matchup, with Flyers forward Michael Raffle scoring 2 goals and an assist. It was the first home victory of the season for Philadelphia, which won 2 of 3 games against Detroit last season. But it's at Joe Louis Arena, though. So I don't know why Brian Hedger, the NHL.com correspondent, would even write such a thing, because it's just the season series, I guess. Anyway, the Red Wings team scope veteran forward Stephen Weiss scored 2 goals Monday night in the Red Wings 4-3 win against the Ottawa Senators. In his return from a groin injury that held him out for all but one of the Red Wings' first 20 games, center Pavel Datsuk, with his sore groin, was missed 4 straight games in 6 of the past 8, also could return against the Flyers. Hopefully he does. After centering the third line in practice Tuesday, Datsuk's availability will be determined in Detroit's morning skate Wednesday. If he plays, look for second-year forward Tomas Jurko to get bumped from the lineup. Defenseman Brendan Smith, with a hand infection, returned to practice, but likely will need more time to recover despite being eligible to come off injured reserve Wednesday. Goaltender Jimmy Howard will start against Philadelphia. For the Flyers, goalie Steve Mason stopped 46 shots through regulation and overtime before allowing goals in the shootout to forwards Franz Nielsen and John Tavares in a 1-0 defeat to the New York Islanders in Long Island on Monday. It was the continuation of a frustrating trend for the Flyers, who have dropped all 3 of their shootouts this season, like the Red Wings have, and 8 straight dating back to last season. Philadelphia was 3-8 in shootouts last season and have an NHL worst 27-54 record in shootout since they were instituted in the 2005-2006 season. The Flyers continue an 8-game stretch that will send them on the road for all but one game. Philadelphia is averaging 2.1 goals per game on the road compared to 3.5 games at home. 3.5 per game at home. Goals per game. Raffle with the foot has missed 8 games but practiced Tuesday in Detroit and could return this weekend. So he will not play tomorrow night. Let's go to Michigan and Villanova. The Villanova Wildcats won 60-55 in the Legends Classic Finals. Villanova stretched a 15-0 run from the end of the first half into the second half to build a 13-point lead. But then Michigan stormed back with the Wolverines stormed back with a 19-5 run of their own after nearly 10 minutes without scoring. A second here. There we go. Javon Pinkston led the Wildcats with a game-saving block in the final minute, and a one-handed bucket with 13.4 seconds left. How many points did Pinkston wind up with? I can't even see it. Pinkston had just the one block. I'm going to ask how many points Pinkston. Otherwise, I can just go to mgoblue.com and see here. Now I'm already running out of time. I already got 15 minutes left in this broadcast because my computer freezes up. I want to destroy that pile of junk. By the way, Michigan football will fire Brady Hoke, despite whether they win or lose at Ohio State this Saturday. Back to the basketball game. Javon Pinkston. Does it say here? Does it not say there either? Are you kidding? Pinkston. Karis LeVert finished with 16 points. Zach Irvin got 11. Derek Walton Jr. got 10. They both Walton actually also got 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Michigan now plays Nicholls State Saturday afternoon at 4 on BTN at Chrysler Center. Villanova was ranked 12th. Michigan was ranked 19th. I'm going to go to ESPN.com here. I'll try to make it really quick. Sick of doing this. Okay, Javon Pinkston finished with 8 points. Okafu Daniel with 12. Daniel Okafu with 10. Dylan Ennis with 15. Yeah, that's it. That's all I want to look for. Okay. I have plenty of Lions updates to share along to you in this podcast prior to Thanksgiving Thursday game. There are 6 Detroit Lions starters limited during team's Tuesday practice. They are guard Larry Warford. Wait, those are the ones that sat out the session. The players that were limited that were defensive end Ezequiel Ansah with his elbow, running back Reggie Bush with his ankle and back, wide receiver Calvin Johnson with an ankle, cornerback Rasheem Mathis with the ankle injury, and safeties James Ahedebo with a knee and Glover Quinn with the back. Rotational players George Johnson with a foot and Ashley Palmer with a concussion were also limited, so make it 8. The Lions practice again tomorrow and release official game destinations later that afternoon. Also, Lions center snapper Dominic Raiola will not be fined for his dive on Patriots defensive end Zach Moore. By the NFL. He took a swing at the back of Zach Moore's head on at least 2 plays, then dove at Moore's legs as Matthew Stafford took a knee to end the game. Raiola has according to, as written by Kyle Meinke of NLine.com, in the article, Detroit Lions Dominic Raiola won't face NFL discipline for antics against Patriots. Raiola has had a history of run-ins with players and fans, including getting fined by the Lions last year for verbally assaulting a band member in Green Bay. That includes the alleged use of a homophobic slur, though Raiola maintains that is a false charge. But since there's no punishment, that's good, because the Lions are already down 2 offensive linemen as they prepare for the Thanksgiving Day game against the Chicago Bears at 12:30 on your local CBS television affiliate. The Lions have also promoted Rodney Austin off the practice squad, so they have released tight end Kellen Davis to make room for Austin, who is their offensive guard for Thursday's game against the Bears. Austin is an undrafted rookie out of Elon, weighs 325 pounds, and was promoted to the active roster for the final 5 games last season, but appeared in just 1 contest. Riley Reif was another one of the Lions players that did not practice. That's also why they're preparing Cornelius Lucas to start. By the way, as this next article finishes loading up, I want to tell you that the Tigers center fielder Ezequiel Carrera has opted for free agency after being sent down to the AAA Toledo Mud Hens by President and General Manager Dave Dombrowski. Now back to the Lions. There are 5 things to watch by Kyle Meinke, saying they just need to score a touchdown. And that's the number 1 out of the 5. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown in 2 straight games. The first time that's happened in 21 years. They've gone 22 drives without reaching the end zone. Their point totals dropped 4 straight weeks before rebounding last week to 9 points in a 25-point loss. Tally it all up, and the Lions' highly touted, even higher price offense has plunged to dead last in the NFC at 17.9 points per game. The only teams worse are the AFC's Titans, Jets, Raiders, and Jaguars, who combined for a record of 6-38 and occupy 3 division sellers. Number 2, patch together an offensive line. Indeed. The Lions' offensive line struggled to protect Matthew Stafford at full strength. Now they're down their best lineman, Larry Warford, and possibly their second best lineman, Riley Reif, who sustained a knee injury this past Sunday against New England, the Patriots. Reif plays that all-important left tackle position, which protects the blind side of Detroit's franchise quarterback. If he can't go, which is expected, undrafted rookie Cornelius Lucas likely will take his place. Number 3, get pressure on Jay Cutler. They were so filthy at Soldier Field they knocked an ailing Cutler out of the game. They then were called dirty after it. Nick Fairley, at defensive tackle, said afterward, quote, "We knew we had to keep hitting him and keep hitting him and keep hitting him," unquote. Detroit's defensive line started fast this year, but hasn't provided nearly enough pressure the past 2 weeks. They haven't sacked a quarterback since getting to Miami's Ryan Tannehill early in the 4th quarter of a November 9th game. Number 4, get Golden Tate and Calvin Johnson involved. Quarterback Matthew Stafford said this week Detroit is still trying to figure out what it's good at on offense. Tate and Johnson are weapons, but Johnson hasn't looked the same since suffering an ankle injury in Week 3, and Tate drew only 2 targets 2 weeks ago. And number 5, don't get caught up in extracurriculars. 30 seconds left. Just a lot to explain here. That's going to do it for Taylor's Detroit Sports episode 103. I will share this article to you right now on my Detroit Sports page, TTFN, Ta-ta for now.